What's going on, y'all? Square Game back at you with another one. And shout out to all my gained up squares out there in the world. And shout out to the squares in attendance trying to get this game. Hey, man, look, this one is going to be about Dreka and Kevin Gates. So, Dreka Gates has filed for divorce against Kevin Gates. And she won like 20,000 for the kids, like 40,000 for spousal support. So 20, 30 for the child support, 40, 50 for the spousal support. Why she want more spousal support than child support? I don't know. But look, I love Kevin Gates. He one of my favorite artists. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to his growth. He been doing this thing with different women for a while now, for a couple years. Haven't seen him with Dreka for some years. But look here, man. This is just a cautionary tale of what you have to expect if you guys want to get married out there, right? You know, I'm not saying don't get married. I'm not necessarily saying marriage is a bad thing, because I think if you're gonna have a family, like solidifying it with a marriage is probably the best thing to do, even though you don't need them folks' paperwork to be a family. Like you can have a woman you consider that's your wife that you necessarily is not married to, on paper. But you don't need those folks' paper, because you don't need those folks' courthouse to solidify your marriage. Because back in the days, I mean in the ancient times, they didn't have no courthouse to solidify. This was your woman, these was your kids. You know what I'm saying? This is your domain. So I mean, you don't really need a marriage to solidify that. Most women will press you to marry them to get that on paperwork. Do they have ulterior motives in the future for the future? Hey, man, I don't know. I think it's more of a title thing with most women though. And I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna take care of that goddamn smoke alarm. I know y'all be on my ass in the comments about the smoke alarm. It don't really bother me, I got colored people ears. That shit don't really bother me throughout the day. Uh, I'm not even here half the time because I work and shit. You know what I'm saying? So that it don't really bother me. Half the time I don't even notice it. But now that y'all have been, talking shit in the comments, and and I'm like right here up under it trying to do content, I have been noticing a lot more. So I'm finna get this. I'm gonna fix this shit. This weekend I'm gonna fix this shit. And it's not a regular smoke alarm for you assholes in the comments. It's not a regular smoke alarm. It's one of those alarms that's connected to my alarm system, my home alarm system. So it's not as simple as just taking off. My brother tried to do that shit last time he was in town. He took that shit off, and that shit had a whole alarm in the goddamn house going off. He replaced the battery, it's still going on. So I'm gonna have to figure that shit out. Yeah, you assholes, it's not a regular alarm. That shit is tied to my goddamn my home alarm system. So yeah, fuck you. But anyways, back to the regularly scheduled program. Yeah, man, Dreka and Kevin Gates, man. Yeah, she want the cheddar. She want the moolah. She want the dinero. She want the fetty, the cash, the scratch, the euro, the dollar, USD, CAD. She want it all. She want that shit, man. My boy Kev got like a $4 million mansion in Calabasas, California, somewhere. Dude got property. He got like 20, 30 cars. She want half, bro. So I'm like I said, before I got on the tangent about the goddamn smoke alarm, fellas, I'm not saying don't get married, but just make sure this is who you want to be with for the rest of your life. And if you don't want to be with her for the rest of your life, Don't come bitching when she take half when y'all get divorced. I'm not just suspect it. Like it can happen. It's a risk. Like when you drive a car, you can get into a crash. You get married, you can possibly get a divorce and possibly lose half your shit, if not more than half your shit. And as you age and get older, it's hard for a regular guy. It's harder to bounce back from something like that. Say you like a 60-year-old man, right? And a woman decide to divorce your ass and take half your pension, half your savings. She wants spousal support. Y'all kids probably grown because you in your 60s. I hope y'all ain't got no young ass kids in your 60s. She wants the house. You know, like, bro, how you gonna come back from that as a 60-something-year-old guy? That's why I think a lot of them guys that be like 60-something and stuff be in the warehouse. Yeah, some people want to work to their 60s, but some people didn't have a choice for whatever reason. Like they might have made bad choices throughout their life, didn't put nothing away. Maybe they just want to work. But some guys, man, some guys, man, they might have got divorced at a later age, man, and they got to keep working. You know what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind, fellas, before you just want to throw a ring on a bitch, you know, before you want to just throw a ring on a bitch, you know, keep that in mind that you could lose half your stuff. You could lose half your stuff. And what I mean by half your stuff, pension, 401k, Roth IRA, property, real estate, intellectual property, anything you think of, she entitled to have that shit if you married long enough to her. Some states, shit, you might only need to be married for a year. So just keep that in mind, fellas. Just keep that in mind. Marriage is a dangerous game. How I look at marriage, and maybe I'll delve deeper into this on another video, but how I look at marriage is basically like you going into a business with somebody that could just one day up and say, oh, I don't want to do this no more. Or let's say you go into business with somebody and you doing most of the leg work, they sitting on their ass most of the time, and then they could just pick up and be like, oh, okay, I don't want to do it no more, and I'm gonna take most of the business. And you gotta help me start a new branch up of this business or another branch. You gotta help me while I take most of the clients. That's how I look at it. It's like going into a bad business deal that you know if you lose, you know if this other, your partner decides to get up and blow up, you're going to get a bad hand. You're not going to come out on top if they decide to leave. Most of the time. I'm not saying all the time, most of the time. The man gets the bad hand in a divorce, bro. Most of the time. 9 times out of 10. So, yeah, man. If you ain't no rich motherfucker, see, rich motherfuckers can get away with that shit. Jeff Bezos, he can give his wife, his ex-wife, fucking $40 billion, and he made that back in 2 years, maybe one. Hell, I don't know, you know, but Jeff Bezos could get away with shit like that. Steve Jobs, rest in peace, Steve Jobs, he could have got away with some shit like that. Mark Zuckerberg, hell, Kevin Gates gonna be all right, even if he give her half of his shit, he gonna be all right. Kevin Gates, he on this shit, you know what I'm saying? Since he stopped doing drugs and all that shit, and you know, take care of himself. My boy been on point. Like Kevin Gates can make that spousal support back with one show one night. He'll be straight. You know, he'll be straight. Kevin Gates will be straight. But a regular guy working a 9 to 5, bro, I don't know if you'll be straight. I don't know if you'll be able to bounce back from something like that. A woman take half of your shit. And I'm not, like I said again, I'm going to reiterate the point. I'm not saying don't get married. I'm just saying make sure that's really what you want to do and make sure the woman is worth the risk. That's all. Yeah, man, I just want to get that good game to y'all real quick. So Yeah, I don't know if I'll put it. Yeah, I don't know if I'll put out another video for the week. My goal is like 3 a week and 5 shorts for y'all. But if like trending topics come out during the week, I'm gonna try to hit those. So I mean, I'm gonna try to do 3 at the minimum, 5 shorts at the minimum, but it might be more videos, depending on the topics for the week. So I'm just trying to get 3 minimum for y'all. But yeah, man, y'all take it easy, man. Be safe out there. Square game out.